Hey, welcome everyone to Super Buff HD. This is a relatively new boomer shooter game that was released about 6 months ago, developed by one solo developer, which is insane. This is a really unique art style that you can sort of tell from the title screen that once we get in game carries over. It looks really silly, but despite how silly it looks, the core mechanics are really tight and really solid in terms of the movement and the combat, and the way that the levels are set up to interact with these mechanics are into a really fun speed game that I was not expecting going into this game whenever I picked it up. So we're going to jump right in. There's a donation incentive to watch the intro and the outro cutscene for the game and after the game, so we're going to watch these really quick.
Captain's log, number 4. The year is 2020, 2020. All the buff dudes of society have turned on society, and now it's up to one man to stop them. You stop them.
And that's how they throw you directly into the game. Really funny, actually. So I'm going to take this time to go over the core mechanics of the game. So in terms of weapons, we have 4 weapons to choose from. This is a toilet paper roll, assault rifle, primary fire, and shotgun alt fire. We're not going to use this. All the other weapons are better. Melee weapon, a ruler with a box and a soda can all attached together. Hold it to swing in front of you. Alt fire to throw. That throw has a bit of a knockback that is being routed currently, but I don't have any of the routes implemented yet, so I will not be using this weapon either. 2 main weapons we have, dual pistol, staple gun pistol thing. Primary fire shoots a pistol, a staple that does a good amount of damage. Alt fire fires one big staple that does a ton of damage, and also goes through walls. Really important for later on. And then the other is a rocket launcher. Primary fire shoots potato gun missiles, take a direct path. Alt fire lobs basketballs. Basketballs do more damage. Missiles are easier to control. Movement, we have a dash, we have a jump, we have a double jump. We can use all of these mechanics, including the rocket launcher to rocket jump, and just completely break movement. The rocket jumping can get us some height that we're not typically supposed to have. We can also get a little bit of extra distance that we're not supposed to get either. But we can interact with items in the world. So the trampolines bounce us around, bounce on the fire hydrant, bounce on the cars. The other interaction-based movement mechanics that we can get is we can take an enemy, and if they have low enough health, then we can surf on the enemy. This allows us to wall grind and wall surf. Each time we jump off, we get an extra dash, so we can combo these and chain these together to get a ton of movement speed. So really easy way that we'll use in a couple of different areas to just go Mach 10, basically. So those are the basics. I'm going to restart the level, and on restarting the level, the timer is going to start. So 3, 2, 1, go. So now that we're starting in here, we're going to do pretty much all the same things that I just did in the tutorial to show things off. Just doing them before without showing off the weapons as well. So rocket jump up across the gap, bounce on the trampolines to get us up to the 2nd level, and do the same thing we did before, and grab a guy and start surf, or or dash kills him. That works too. So we're gonna surf on him and surf across this gap. The enemies that we're surfing on have a little bit of stamina based on what we're actually doing with them, so they might wear off just like there. So I'm gonna try and rocket jump to get to the end. Nice, just good enough. And then here's the combat tutorial. Here are the basic ads. Kill them to unlock the more advanced ads, and that's the tutorial. So all those guys are dead. I can do that properly, and then we're going to use a staple gun. Miss almost entirely, but take out that last guy, and that's the tutorial. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too special there. After finishing the tutorial, though, we're going to get into some crazy strats. All of these levels have IL strats with them, and I'm going to go for some of them. Some of them are going to end up working, some of them are not. So kill enemies in that area to unlock this area, and add too much height there. You're supposed to kill enemies in that area to unlock the next area as well, but we can use some rocket jumping Not quite. You can use some rocket jumping to... actually, I'll try it again since I died anyway. To jump over this area in this door, and there we are. No! Okay. We'll do this normally, just because I have my last life now. So what you're supposed to do is clear out this area, kill the 2 turret enemies, and then kill a handful of the ads to unlock this door, which we can then just jump along to the end. The IL strat is difficult to get consistently, but it is a lot of time if you do end up getting it. Next level has one specific lineup. So here we have to light 3 torches, and doing so is done a couple different ways. So the first torch is done, you have to kill a boss enemy. So that shot that I did at the very start whenever I spawned in has the perfect lineup to kill that boss enemy. The other one is a manual button that you have to press, and then this one you have to kill all of these turrets in order to light the torch. I'm also going out of my way and grabbing all of these buff letters, which is one of the mechanics in this game. Is you can collect all of these letters, and if you get all of the buff symbols, then you get a bit of damage reduction and a bit of a damage boost. If I have all of the other ones, I'm going to wait until this enemy starts spawning. I'm going to try and grab this right here before he spawns. There we are. So here I have a damage buff. And with this, Mushroom Melbert's going to die very, very quickly. So we're going to do this in a couple levels. It's not too ubiquitous, but it's used in a couple of boss areas that make things a little bit faster. So this right here is one of the most difficult levels to get really quickly, because there's a... I didn't get my skate. I'm going to restart level 1. And so here we're trying to collect all the buff levels as well, or buff letters as well. But we're doing this and trying to get a insane enemy surf across the entire level as well. So there's the U. And I just lost my surf because I ran out of stamina. Not ideal. But I might be able to rocket jump high enough. Yep, there we are. Ignore the fact that I have 1 health. That's a detail. I'm going to try and kill these enemies and try and get actual health. Okay, and then there's the last buff symbol. And we can use that to kill building build really quickly. I'm going to respawn really quickly as well, because there are some nukes that are up there. I got 1, I need 2. And the nukes are going to be massive. I'm only going to grab the second one. They're going to be massive for some of the boss kills that we have to go through as well. So here's the other main streets, which is another really good IL strat level. I can get a surf. There's no friendly fire in here, so I'm pretty sure the turret keeps killing the enemies that I'm trying to surf on. So what we're supposed to do is kill 2 levers, or activate 2 levers, and then the building falls down, and then we have to kill all of these enemies in here as well. But instead there's an end level trigger, and then we can just surf over the building that we need to bring down. So really, really fast. That was a really, really annoying to start, thanks to a whole bunch of IL strats. So other main streets is also a bit of a difficult level to get consistently, but that was really good there. And then that's the first example of the nuke. They do a ton of damage. If I was in the blast range there, that would have done, I think 1,000 damage, 1,000 health damage. I have 100, so they do a ton of damage, especially to the enemies that we're trying to kill. So here we're trying to kill these golden turrets. Little 4, doing so brings down these walls, which we get to the top and we just have to kill a bunch of enemies afterwards. So my general strat for this, kill the turrets on the outside. And in doing so, the basic ads start sort of following me, so it makes it easier to group them together and get a whole bunch of kills with the rocket launcher and with the staple gun. Death there is a little unfortunate, but I have enough rocket launcher ammo that it'll be fine. There we are. Oh. That's that level that's shop till you drop dead. The level names are very, very comical. Right. So this is Dinner and a Movie. 3 different areas with buttons that we have to press to open construction zones. Here we have the same helicopter boss from the other from the mean roofs that we have to kill him to unlock this construction zone. That in doing that, get to the end over here, and another button that's gonna unlock another construction zone. And then I'm going to use a couple of rockets to sort of shoot myself downward a little quicker. Grab more rocket for some extra ammo. And then this is Cashier Bot Cal, which we're just going to use our rocket launcher to take down. Again, the basketballs do more damage and they're more difficult to hit. So just a handful up to the missile launcher. Right. This level has a ton of optimization from my route. Because there's an out of bounds that you can do that skips almost the entire level. It just takes you to the end level trigger without having to do anything except for that first starting mobbing section. So I still have to learn that out of bounds. The last really big strat that I've yet to learn right now. So instead, we just have to do a handful of mobbing sections. I'm gonna try not to die here. From a shark. Bit nice. Try and finish this without having to respawn. So there we are. So this will bring us into the next area, and once I'm in here, then something that we haven't really talked about, I'm gonna intentionally respawn so that I get a refill of my ammo. We'll use this in a couple of areas because having full rocket ammo for free is very nice. So that was that level. Still relatively fast, but a lot of room for improvement for me. This area is a massive movement section, so we have to kill the enemies over here outside, and once we kill, then it opens up this area. We have to collect 3 keys. So here's the first key. Once I grab that one, I'm going to respawn so that I start get back to the front. And then I'm going to hit the save, grab a new guy to surf on, and then surf this massive gap to get the second key. So that should be a good lineup. Ah! I panicked. And there's the second key. Respawn, and then I don't need to surf anyone because this is a relatively quick... What the? Path. Not sure what happened to my momentum there. I'll head over here for the last key. A couple of enemies that we don't actually have to kill unless they kill me. That's makes it a bit more difficult. Right. There's the last key. And then a nice boost over there gets us to the keyhole to end the level. So a lot of difficult movement, especially dealing with the respawns and the enemy surfing and whatnot. So a bit tricky to pull off, but if you do, it's really, really satisfying. So next level is where the staples going through walls is massive. So right here, we're supposed to, this is just a big combat area where we have to kill a whole bunch of enemies. And then once we kill those enemies, we'll get psyched out. You finish the level, I promise. But instead it's gonna be a psych out. You didn't actually finish the level. Here's a boss you have to kill actually instead. But because the staples go through walls, we can fire in a very specific shot and do damage to that boss at the end and kill him before he even spawns and before you even finish the first part. This saves a ton of time because that combat is not very fun and not very fast either. So this is another very combat heavy area. So we have to kill a handful of these turrets throughout the outside of the area. And in doing so, I'm going to grab some of the aggro of the base ads and sort of get them running after me in a circle so that it makes it a little bit easier to take out later. So I got all of the turrets at the end. Get all you guys lined up a little bit. And at the same time, I'm sort of trying to corral them through. I'm going to go after the buff symbols in the level. So there's the B. And kill as much as I can. There's you. Yeah, so killing enough opens up the door to the next area. And here we have like 4 different bosses that we're supposed to kill. I'm going to ignore them initially because I'm going to go for the buff symbols here. So there's the first one. I'm going to explode all that TNT because it'd be really bad if... There's the buff. And I'm going to force respawn to get all my ammo back. And then I can take out all the bosses over here. And with this buff boost, they die really quickly. So I have to kill these turrets on the outside, and then those 3 bosses. Bosses are dead. I just have to worry about the turrets. And that turret's dead, so now pirates are going to spawn. And then we just have to take out the pirates to end the level. I'm going to try... I'm going to use the rockets that I had, but I ran out a little bit. So pistol's fine. And that's a really quick way to beat the level. Okay, and then this next level is going to be where we're going to get some more of our nukes. So we're going to do a little bit of rocket jumping at the start. We have 2 free nukes up here that we can grab, which are on our way because there's a secret over here. We're supposed to kill all the enemies over there to unlock the store over here. Instead, we're going to use that secret to open the door immediately. We're going to use the first nuke right away. Nukes can go through walls, which is really, really important for later as well. Because that's going to speed up one of the levels again. So all we have to do is kill the helicopters and then the cashier bot, and then the floor drops down. We have to kill all the turrets. So nukes come in handy. We're going to use them much sooner as well too. Okay, so this is another pure combat section. 3 levels of the attic that we have to kill a handful of the turrets and these floating guys to unlock this big turret guy, as well as open up these gates that unlock some of the other boss type enemies that we have to kill. So I'm going to try and use as much of my launcher ammo as I can because it's inevitable that I'm going to die here. So if I can use up the ammo before I die, really good. So a couple of these bigger enemies, I'll use my staple gun and I'm die right here probably. We'll just fire until then. and then get more rocket ammo. For the pirates. And then we just have to kill a whole bunch of the ads as well. So I'll try and get a lot of them lined up to kill with an alt fire. And the floor opens up to the boss down here. And this is where I'm going to use my next nuke. If I shoot the ceiling, it takes out the dinosaur. If I kill the people holding the car, then the dinosaur goes into an invulnerability stage. So shoot that to prevent that. So right over here is going to be airport. This is a very chaotic section. So we're going to go for the buff boost as well. So we have to kill this Garbage King guy, and then the two big heads and the two tanks. Kill all those, and then the door opens up to the next area. So tank's dead there. We just have to kill big head guy, and that big head guy is dead as well. If I stop getting bodied by the door, we have two more nukes that we can grab. One right here, and then I'm going to grab the F for the buff, and then try and get the F that's up here if I stop getting bodied by the enemies. There. That's right here, and I'm going to use that to take out the helicopter immediately. He's a required enemy to kill. Trash can guys required. Silver turrets required, and then a couple more of the sharks. There we are. And then immediately try and get second nuke. Nice. Not a bad level. And then here's where the nukes are going to come really in handy. 4 reactors that we have to kill. Kill a bunch of enemies to unlock the door to the first reactor. So first 2 reactors are open, but you have to kill a lot more enemies to get the next reactors. So instead we're going to nuke them from the outside of the wall. So there's that one, and then there's that one. And level's done in 20 seconds. Super, super fast, and well worth the 2 nukes that we use here. Okay. And then we're just about done with the run somehow. So here we get an enemy at the start, and here we run into Major Meteor. One aspect of surfing enemies that isn't really mentioned anywhere is you get a damage boost while you're surfing on an enemy. So I'm going to try and keep the surf while I'm shooting at Major Meteor to do a lot more damage than I'm really supposed to. And that's Major Meteor, another boss done really, really quickly. And then after that, this is the last boss of the game. This is the final boss. So here we have to shoot the skyscraper. It says in the face. We're supposed to shoot the panel that its face is on. Instead, if we just fire rockets, then we shoot the face. So we're gonna just unload a whole bunch of rockets in. And that's going to be enough to kill the first phase. Unfortunately, we're going to get punked again. And here is the actual final boss, Scripper Sky, which I'm going to use my next nuke on. And there we are. So that super hot HD time is going to come whenever the final cutscene pops up. And there we are. And that's a PB with the new the speedrunning scene of this game is still evolving. That it wasn't until today, the last day, or yesterday, the last day of submissions, that we decided that the tutorial is going to be part of the route. So PB for me with the tutorial included. So that's Super Hot HD. Here we're going to watch the outro really quick.
You've done it! It's me, the narrator. I'm actually a beautiful fairy princess who's pretty. For saving the world, I give you the greatest gift anyone can receive. All of the world's bugs are now extinct. And also, $1 million cash. Take it or leave it.
And that's the silliness of Super Buff HD. So thank you all for watching, and thank you for the consideration. This is a fun game that is so incredibly chaotic. That would be really fun to show off. It fit in a standard FPS block, or it very much fit into a silly block. So appreciate the consideration, and thank you guys for watching.